Hey, Deadbeard?
Aye, gent.
You did say we were close to the She-Ra fandom, right?
Aye, lad, that be true.
Well, I'm looking through the spyglass now, and it's not there.
What? Fandom Islands don't just disappear.
You sure we're at the right coordinates?
Me maps of the fandom seas are never wrong.
Well, maybe we just need a third opinion. Hey, Commando!
Oi!
You've been to the She-Ra fandom before. Is this where it is?
Well, yeah, it is supposed to be here.
Well, it's not, and we can't review She-Ra without being in its fandom.
Well, the He-Man fandom's just a little bit further. We could just review it there since the shows are so similar.
Well, I guess he'd be the expert. I've never actually been to either fandoms. So, until we get there, this is The Sword, Part 1. The episode begins in a place that can only be described as a knockoff Metalocalypse cover album, as we meet our main heroine, Caucasian Korra?
Did you just describe Adora as Caucasian Korra?
Well, how else would you describe a girl who was trained her entire life to be a living weapon, and yes, Korra was trained to be a living weapon, sheltered completely from the outside world, having only maybe one true friend, then runs away only to discover her incredible power and potential, and tries to do everything in her power to save the world while being socially awkward around her new friends.
Their backstories are different?
I mean, for Pete's sakes, they both are 16 years old and wear their hair in a ponytail.
Maybe we should save the Adora-Korra similarity debate for another time.
Yeah, I could probably go on about this for a while. Okay, next scene. Well, we see Adora train with her squad as they prepare for the evil fight against the vile and despicable princesses. But Adora does take a small little fumble, but thankfully she is rescued by her best friend forever, Catra. Now, I do have to admit, I do adore Adora and Catra in this scene, just because you can definitely tell these two have a history together, and it sounds like a pretty fun one. Well, we then get introduced to the character Shadow Weaver, who shows nothing but favoritism towards Adora, as she leads her down a hallway telling her that the Lord Hordak, the main bad guy of the series I guess, has promoted her to Force Captain and is going to make her the leader of an insurgence towards a rebel army base.
Ah, sweet, we're gonna pillage something? Aye, lad, that was a long boat ride. I need to shoot a cannon at something.
Huh, so I guess our morals be damned.
All I know is she said that we're going to attack something, and I know that if we attack something, something has to die.
Well, we later cut to Castle Brightmoon as we see Princess Glimmer for the first time. And, oh, how to describe her.
You look like a fruit! And not like a homosexual, I mean like a literal walking fruit! Eggplant!
Thanks, Vegeta. That actually was the perfect description. Well, Royal Mommy Commander is mad at Princess Glimmer because Princess Glimmer did something she was told specifically not to, and then is grounded for it. And I guess that's all we need to learn from that. Well, we cut back to Adora and Catra as Catra is super excited about Adora's promotion.
Adora, I need to blow something up.
It's so beautiful.
Are you crying, Commando?
She's speaking like a true soldier.
Well, Catra is justifiably upset that she wasn't authorized to go, but that didn't stop Adora from trying to cheer her up with a quick speedrun ride.
Jesus, the writing on these two is like they're actually two humans talking. Are you sure feminists wrote this script?
What does that have to do with anything?
A little thing called causality.
Well, one incident leads to another and Adora falls overboard. But then she has a vision about a magic sword and possible future events. But when she awakes, Catra is overlooking, hoping she doesn't have brain damage, and they go back to the Horde.
We then cut back to Princess Eggplant doing her best impression of Tumblr, when she then gets a visit by her best friend, Bo. Oh my god, Bo. Gent, I'm sorry. I know you don't like me being too political when analyzing these things, but Bo just can't be ignored.
Okay, proceed.
Bo is the epitome of a beta male. First off, just look at his design. if you're going to change his race from white to black, hashtag no double standard, then why would you give him armor that makes him look completely and utterly gay? Seriously, he's supposed to be a warrior of the forest, not a fucking Keebler elf. Secondly, the first scenes we actually see him in, he's just a complete and utter tool for Princess Glimmer. I mean, look at him. He's just goes into her room and starts picking up her shit. Like it's normal.
He also drops this weird line.
Everyone here is a princess. I'm like the only one who's not a princess.
Wait, everyone here is a princess?
Arg, what? Hold on, I'll be right back. What did you do?
Well, Bo believes he knows the whereabouts of a rare piece of tech in the woods and he wants Glimmer to go with him to find it. Glimmer is of course resistant at first, but then promptly agrees after Tumbler meltdown.
Meanwhile, Adora can't shake the feeling the sword was important, so she goes back into the woods to seek it out. But little does she know that the booty was also being tracked by the other pirates as well. And so fighting ensues, until she touches it. So soothly, so gently. Yes, you like to touch the booty?
PG-13, man. PG-13.
What? The sword be the booty.
Well, Adora gets a vision of the being known as Light Hope. Subtle. As she exclaims that Adora is to be the next true protector of Etheria. And then Adora wakes up to find that she's been captured by the enemy. And they swap pleasantries, per se.
But Adora begins to open her eyes just to what kind of monsters the Horde actually are, as they come across a village that was destroyed by them.
But no time to worry about that, as they are being attacked by a giant bug monster.
They try to fight it off, but nothing they do seems to even scratch the shell.
Adora finally manages to get hold of the sword again, as she gets visited by Light Hope, again, subtle, and asks will she fight for the honor of Grayskull. Adora agrees, and thus the transformation begins as Adora turns into She-Ra. And that was The Sword Part 1.
Yeah, is it weird that the only two characters I care about out of all of them were Catra and Adora?
I ship 'em like no tomorrow as well.
I didn't say I shipped them. They're just the only two characters with any kind of personality.
Yeah, it seems like every other character aside from those two just seems like sort of stock character personalities that you'd find in any character.
Well, it might be too soon to tell. Perhaps we should drop anchor here and see what else this show lies in store for us.
Good idea. I'll stay here. Deadbeard, you go back to the ship and get all the other gentlemen.
And I'm gonna beat up that bug monster. Hoorah!
Okay then. So everybody stay tuned for Part 2, as the cartoon gentlemen take on She-Ra and the Princesses of Power. See you next time, Vintage Kings!